Okay, so good evening, everyone. Alright, so my name is Nathan Olabi, and I'm presenting on the topic evaluating the cost efficiency of insurance companies in Ghana. And this paper was published by Kwejo Ansah Edu, Charles Ando, and Joshua Abo. Okay, so the main purpose of this paper is to evaluate the efficiency of insurance companies in Ghana by using a two-stage approach, and also to examine the efficiency determinants of insurance companies in Ghana. So when I was doing the paper, I had a lot of research, initial reviews. Okay, so I was focusing on the very first one, which is directly relating to the research paper I'm presenting today. So to talk of the first one, which was published by Zhao and his colleagues in 2007, they employed 22 insurance companies over the period of 1999 to 2004 to study the technical efficiency of China's insurance industry. And the study first calculated the efficiency scores and then ran the regression analysis to identify the key determinants of efficiency. And this was the same approach that Charles Ando and his colleagues used. And they all used the same method, which was the methodology. They all used the same, which was the DEA. So we get to know much about the DEA. So the second researcher did the same by using the same method, which is the DEA, and the last person also used the same DEA methodology approach. So to talk of the methodology, when we say the methodology has to do with using both the parametric and non-parametric, but it is realized that a lot of the researchers like using the non-parametric. So the reason why they like using the non-parametric, which is the DEA, meaning the data development analysis, is that one, it allows them to include multiple inputs and outputs in the production frontier. So the two main approach that we're using for this discussion is the use of the DEA and also the regression analysis that will help us to identify the key determinants of the efficiency when it comes to Ghana insurance industry. All right, so under the first approach, which is the DEA, we have two main topics that we'll be focusing. That's one, to estimation of the technological efficiency scores and the estimation of cost efficiency and location of efficiency score. So now let's talk about the first one. Now the estimation of technical efficiency score, its focus is to estimate efficiency scores for each observation of the DEA. So now it's assumed that the decision-making units within the same sample have access to the same technology, all right, which helps in transforming the vector of n input x into the vector of m input y. So this is what we're talking about. We are saying that when they all have the same technology, the transforming of n vector x can help us produce the m vector y of output. And the second step, which has to do with the DEA, is the estimation of cost efficiency and allocation of efficiency scores. Now, we are saying that cost efficiency is the product of technology efficiency and the allocation of efficiency. Now, it is known that a lot of firms have higher costs than presented on the frontier. And this is because they are not using the most efficient technology, or because they are not using the cost minimization inputs mix. All right, so for us to enable ourselves to allocate the efficiency, we do the small mathematics here by dividing the allocation efficiency by the technological efficiency. So when we divide this by TB, we end up having the allocation of efficiency, which will be equal to cost efficiency over the technological efficiency. So the CE has to do with the cost efficiency, the TE has to do with the technological efficiency, and the AE is the allocation of efficiency. All right, so now the second stage, as I initially mentioned, the two main stages or approaches that was used to, or the researchers used in allocating efficiency or analyzing cost efficiency in the Ghanaian insurance companies was the DEA and also the determinants of efficiency, which has to do with the regression analysis. So this, the linear regression that they use. So we're saying that cost efficiency is equal to A, which happens to be the constant term, and Z, the Z, and also the noise. So now the Z is what the observation, the specific variables that we are making a decision based on. All right, so that's what we are focusing much. So when we continue with the researcher, the data they use for this study comprises of 30 insurance companies in Ghana. So 16 out of them was non-life insurance company, and 14 out of the 30 was insurance company. Now this sample accounts for about over 90% of the total number of insurance companies in Ghana. So we can, based on the findings we get here, to make a general conclusion, because they use over 90% of the entire insurance companies in Ghana for their research. So the data used for this study were obtained from the annual financial reports submitted by the various insurance companies to the National Insurance Commission for the period of 2006, between the period of 2006 to 2008. Now, this is the empirical model that they use, and these are the determinants. So the EFF stands for represent the cost efficiency score obtained in the first stage of the study, and also the type has to do with the different types of insurance businesses in Ghana, and the size has to do with the scope of the insurance companies in Ghana, and the quoted is a dynamic variable and assumes the value of 1 for insurance companies listed in the stock exchange and 0 otherwise. And the cat next has to do with the equity or the total assets of the insurance companies in Ghana. And the market share has to do with the broadness of or the varieties of the insurance companies in Ghana. Or market share denote the size, the broadness of the insurance companies in Ghana. So this is the log function of our empirical model. All right. So we will run the regression analysis and know the results of what we got from with these determinants or the variables we have in there. All right. So first of all, the empirical result. This is the empirical results we had, and it was so amazing. Now this is the data or the output that we had for the regression that we just ran. So we were saying that out of the insurance companies listed here, the Quality Life insurance company, known as the Quality Life, had the highest average score of over 70%. They had the highest average score, and this the suggestion is that Quality Life is comparing its inputs better than its peers, and that was why they had the highest average score. And there's SIC, which is governed by the government or owned by the states, that we were expecting to have the largest score. Surprisingly, they were having the 21% average score, and they were ranking at the 21st position, which was so bad. And this suggests that the SIC, which is a non-life insurance, is not comparing its inputs as efficiently as it should be in achieving output compared to the Quality Life. So these are the two main insurance companies the researcher was focusing. And also they later compared the life insurance and the non-life insurance companies, and they realized that with the non-life insurance company, they had an average cost efficiency of 0.2844, which is slightly below the average cost of the life insurance companies, which was 0.3117. So it was more or less like the insurance companies was a little bit higher compared. The average score was a little bit higher compared to non-insurance life companies. All right, so we again, after running the regression analysis, this is what the data gave to us, or this is what the researcher said they had after running the regression. Now, our major focus is these variables. Okay, that's the market share, CATI, which happens to be the equity, the type, the quoted, the size. Yeah. So these are the main variables that we're focusing. Now, from these results, we have column 1 and column 2. Now, looking at the column 1, we can see that the market share has a positive coefficient, telling us that when there's 10% increase in market share, it will result in 52% of cost efficiency, increase in 52% of cost efficiency, and it is telling us that it is positively correlated to the dependent variable, which is the efficiency. And we could again see that CASNI, which happens to be the equity, all right, is negatively correlated to the dependent variable, and when it increases by 10%, it reduces the efficiency by 83%, which is very bad. And the same applies to time. We realize that when time is increased by 10%, it will reduce the dependent variable by 30%, 34%, which is also very bad. So 0.3%, which is very bad. So we can end up saying that CATNI, which happens to be the equity, and the type, which is the type of insurance, and the equity does not play a major role in estimating or analyzing cost efficiency when it comes to insurance and companies in Ghana. And I further explain things here. Yeah, so by implication, the market share increases by 10% efficiency, and also it suggests that insurance companies in Ghana derive a lot of benefits from increasing their market share. That's very true based on the aggregation analysis that we had. And also, CASNI has significant negative effects on 10% increase. That's what I mentioned. And the coefficient of minus 0.86 that we had indicate that a 10% increase the CASNI results in 86% decrease the cost efficiency, which is very true. So we ended up by saying that insurance companies in Ghana derive no advantages in investing in equity. But when they have to increase their market share, they are going to, in fact, have a positive impact on the efficiency. And also, we later realized that in column 2, the result shows a significant, let me go to column 2. Talking about the size. This is column 2. We again realized that the coefficient of the size was positive. Alright? So meaning that 10% increase in the size results in 91% increase in the efficiency. Telling us that size also plays a major role, a significant role when it comes to efficiency. Meaning that the more the size of the insurance company, the more the reputation continues to increase, because it takes a lot to build an insurance company in Ghana. So when you have a lot of branches and your size is very broad, alright, these insurance companies in Ghana have significant benefits derived from the economies of scale and scope. Perfect. And the insurance sector in Ghana, as within most developing countries or economies, the size is very important. This is because reliability and trust is closely related to the size. So the larger the size, the higher the efficiency. All right. So, so as already mentioned, type and quoted has no significant effects or positive effects because we're having negative coefficients. So, in conclusion, this is what we are saying. DEA analysis provides information as to how to improve the efficiency of inefficient firms by providing each inefficient firms a reference efficient firm to compare with. It's more understandable, right? And also, it is evident by the regression analysis that we have, it's evident that competition for market share was keen between the various industry players in the live market, resulting in a higher efficiency score, which was very true per the data I provided. And also, the implication is that insurance companies in Ghana may have to invest more in inputs to produce the same amount of output due to the increasing competition in order to increase the least, or at least maintain their market share. That's because the reason being that market share, realize the market share has a positive impact on the dependent variable. So when you invest more in the market share, in fact, it's really going to help you to increase efficiency. And the results also show that the larger the firm tends to be more efficient than smaller firms. We realize that the size was having a positive coefficient, right? So the larger the size of the insurance company, the higher they are going to also have efficiency, as shown in the previous data I showed. Thank you very much for giving me your ears to the presentation I just submitted. Thank you.